back to This Week in Lacrosse, presentation of Lacrosse Inside the Game. My name is Gary Mark, along with Ron Messer. And Ron, we had some pretty good games last week.
Yeah, we saw Buffalo lose for the first time last week, Gary, to Philadelphia. I missed that one. And
I think we all did.
Yeah, and the game of interest that you and I were both at was the Rock's first home win in almost a year when they took out the visiting Edmonton Rush.
Yeah, so let's just touch on the Buffalo-Philly game. I mean, here we are again, it's 2009, a repeat of 2008. I think in our pool, I'm not sure who picked Philly there. I could be mistaken there. I'm not sure anyone took Philly to win that game. And out they go, and they beat them. I think it was 13-11. Buffalo's first loss this year. A good effort by Buffalo. I watched a fair bit of that game, but I mean, Philly, who'd have thunk it? Iannucci's still on the shelf, still has problems with the knee. And Buffalo goes on the road in a game everybody's thinking Buffalo's going to win, and Philly pulls it out. So it's just another one of those seasons, I guess, where who can beat who on any given night.
The Philly faithful had them in their back pocket. But the other thing too is Philly. That's the second time they had a chance to look at Buffalo, so they had a chance to prepare for them a little better than they did the first time. So way to go, Philly!
Yeah. So the other game that we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk about every game this week, but the other game we are going to talk about your debut at the ACC. And by all accounts, and I know there were some people that put some things on the fan forum commending you. Good job. I got to say, I was really impressed. Of course, I'm your buddy, so I'm going to say that. But and I jokingly said to you, so I am going to do it. I was going to hold up a sign, but I didn't make one up. The Rock are now 1-0 with you as the announcer.
Well, thanks a lot, Gary, and everybody else. All the kind words that I got at the arena, and even as much as last night at a hockey game, somebody came up to me and congratulated me. Thanks a lot. It's something I've loved doing for a long time, and I finally got my shot. And well, here's keeping these crossed that it won't be the last time.
Have you had the call?
No, not yet.
So you know what? Everybody out there, give them a plug. Get on the Toronto Rock website, flood them with emails. If anything, you're either going to get them fired or you're going to get them to do another game. But yeah, you know what? It was a good game. I wrote up in the post-game report that I don't know if Toronto was asleep for the first few minutes of the game. Edmonton jumped out 4-0.
Yeah.
Suttons and Benesh, the return to Toronto, there was a lot of hype with that. Once the Rock woke up, though, I mean, they took over the game, and as the game went on, they just got stronger, and Edmonton looked like got a little bit weaker.
Something you and I haven't talked about yet, but they had one of the players not playing assisted me up in the announcer's booth, taking the calls off the phone for me.
Right.
And I just ran a couple of little things past them, no names here. What did everybody think when Clarkey and Bullen got the hook and the new guy? And they said, Clarkey and Bullen were great guys, everybody loved them. But the first thing that Jamie Batley did was he sat these guys down and told them, I don't care if you're rookies or you're veterans, we have to get back to basics here, gentlemen. And what you saw down at Rochester the week before was version 1 of that. And then last week, he said these guys got back to basics, and that's when they started putting it together. After that first few minutes, they're a bit shaky, but then everything came together.
And you know what I thought was really neat? I mean, and it's one of those little games within the game that not a lot of people think about, but I commented on the site, played a little bit of goalie roulette. Bobby Watson got down 4-0. His confidence had to have been a little bit shaken. Put in Mike Atwood for what appeared to be, less than a minute, I think.
It was
right back in was Watson, and lo and behold, the team woke up.
Yeah, it was like 31 seconds, if I remember reading the point streak thing properly, that he was in there for. But yeah, it shook him up, gave Bobby a chance to settle down, and he was great after that.
Yeah. So, again, big win. It's hard to, you said it, you're right. First home win in a year, or close to a year. That's weird hearing that, but really,
it's true. That they had a rough run at the end of last year, and then the first couple at home this year they dropped, and there we go. And it's got I know my buddy Jason Crosby watches that. That air gate goal from behind the net stood the crowd on its ear. That was so cool. That was indicative of what was going on Saturday. The team, when they tied it up and started going ahead, you could see the confidence build. And Jason aptly named the sideshow Crosby by Mr. Brad Waters. He gave the fans their money's worth. That's for sure.
I talked to him down on the floor. They had the autograph session on the floor afterwards. I talked to him down on the floor. He said, "Did you get that on your video?" Well, no, unfortunately, I can't get any video at the ACC this year, and it's not a Rock thing. We were going to talk about that once. It's not the Toronto Rock. It's the ACC themselves. So we're not allowed to do any video within the building. So unfortunately, we didn't get that on video, but we definitely talked about it. Another thing, it was our first week for our Ratcliffe's room.
Yeah.
And we had Colton Dunn from the North Perth Outlaws. Him and his dad got down on the floor. They got a picture with Lewis. The young guy was absolutely thrilled. I actually emailed with his mom the next day just to get some info on Colton. He slept in the jersey that he got.
No way.
And he said
that's
it's just
great.
an absolute awesome time. 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
They're up in Wingham, Ontario. So 2-hour drive down to the game. But I know Dad was just ecstatic with the seats, and I know Colton himself was pretty excited.
Oh, they had a great time. Yeah.
Look for that. We got more of that coming up in the future weeks. So we're going to switch gears a bit here, and we're going to talk about the Truly Lacrosse Cares Marathon game here in Whitby on April 24th and 25th. Kind of got shoved to the back burner here with the NLL now in full swing, but we've had a few sponsors come on board now, and I don't want to say anything just yet, but there's a couple of things in the works here that I think are going to be great announcements for the whole event. Well, the reason I'm talking about it, a couple of things coming up. You and I tomorrow morning, we're on Thursday night right now. Tomorrow morning, you and I are going to be a couple of local TV stars.
Gotta get some makeup on and stuff. We're appearing on Rogers TV tomorrow morning to talk about the game on the local midday show, and I'm pretty excited about that, as you already know.
Yeah, it'll be a good time, and hopefully we don't crack. We've been in front of the camera a little bit, but I'm sure the camera tomorrow is going to be a heck of a lot bigger than this one, so hopefully we don't blow it. But yeah, we're going to be promoting the game in the Durham region here, and one of the things I want to get out to everybody there is that next Wednesday night, February the 18th, right here at Sports Garden Cafe at Iroquois Park, we are having another registration. That is going to be for adults and for kids, because we are allowing kids 11 and over to play in the game. We're hoping that people will come out, get signed up, get a pledge form, and get out into the community and get some money raised for the Children's Wish. We're also going to be here next Saturday and Sunday, February, 21, 22, I believe. Whitby Minor Lacrosse is having their registration that day, and we're looking for a ton of kids there that I'm sure are going to sign up and get involved in the game.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Kids, moms, dads alike, players, non-players, please come on out. This is a charity event to raise money for the Children's Wish Foundation. A great thing that started here in Ajax, very close to where you and I are standing just a few years ago. And lacrosse inside the game, we had this idea for a while, and we're really looking forward to it, and we need you, the lacrosse playing and non-lacrosse playing public, to come on out and help us out.
And it's going to be a family day. We've got a lot of things planned. We've got a lot of events going on here. We're hoping that a lot of people will come out. One of the things you and I are going to talk about tomorrow, you don't need to be a lacrosse player.
No.
If you can get a helmet and gloves, we'll get you a stick for the day or for the hour or two that you want to play. Come on out, give it a try. And as I said, we're hoping to get 300 people.
Here, I'm going to throw out a challenge right now. This is to Terry Workman, the head of operations for the Toronto Rock, and all the office staff at the Toronto Rock, including you, Mr. Brad Waters, the owner of the Rock, to come on out, put the hat and the gloves on and the stick, and come on out and have a little bit of fun and raise some money for this charity.
The challenge has been issued by the man
throwing down that gauntlet. There it is.
Yeah, and everybody out there, really. Anybody in the Durham region, you're welcome. Anybody across Ontario, for that matter, and even in the U.S., you want to come down to the event. The Dove guys did this last year, and it was a great event, raised a lot of money for the Canadian Centre for Abuse Awareness. We're doing it for the Children's Wish Foundation. Great cause, and as I said, a lot more information is going to be coming out shortly on that as far as sponsorship, and we just hope it can turn into a great event.
Oh, it's going to.
Yeah, so we're going to take a couple minute break here, and we're going to get right back. We'll do our weekly picks, and you wanted to talk about something last week that my camera unfortunately didn't catch. We'll do that at the start, and then we'll give our picks.
Okay.